Source Nation. Join us now for Family Mix Mondays with licensed professional counselor Jaketra Bryant. Tune in as Jaketra shows the different dynamics that make up family. Whether you represent the nuclear family, single parent, extended, grandparent, or blended family, Jaketra has tips and advice designed to strengthen your family's structure. Source Nation, here is your host, Jaketra Bryant.
Hey, well, good evening, Source Nation. Oh, I know I'm coming to you, and I look totally different than normally. So normally I am all about coming from work, but today we're doing something completely different. As you know, June has been National Health and Wellness Month. So there's been an emphasis on men's health, on Alzheimer's, on health and wellness when it comes to nutrition. And we're going to end this series a little differently. Yes, I'm going to end it totally different than I had before. Instead of the usual me talking for the extended time, we're going to have it interactive. And I really hope that this series has been something that you have found yourself being challenged by. Oh my goodness, I have. So before we jump into all that, let me stop and thank our sponsors, Zulina Health and Wellness, Revolution Meals, and Paper to Film Production. So thank you so much for your sponsorship. And also SRN Television. If you are interested in being a part in advertisement, you may email TracyJeffcoat@gmail.com or Kathleen1971 at gmail.com. And that is TracyJeffcoat@gmail.com or Kathleen1971 at gmail.com. So definitely if you're interested in advertisement, please make sure that you reach out to them. And so back to what I was saying. So we know that this month has been such a challenge when it comes to getting our bodies, our minds, and our spirit intact so that we can parent, we can promote this sense of wellness for our families, our children, and definitely ourselves. Because if we're not good, how can our children, how can the rest of our families be good? And so I believe in modeling. And I know as parents, y'all, it's hard. It's so hard. And yes, by the way, I am coming to you with lipstick because this is how I look on a normal day, where I actually pack my bag, put it inside my car, and change clothes. So whatever makeup or earrings I've had on, it's not to go and flaunt it inside of a gym. It's not to go and enhance my look. It is because literally I'm just that serious. And if I go home, then I'm going to stay at home. So in order to not do that, I've actually found it very easy for me to actually pack my workout bag and put my clothes on in the gym so I can keep it moving. And I don't have time to cleanse my face. And so that's just what that is about. So you will see me later work out and I will have my lipstick on. And again, it's not for fashion. I actually go to an all girls gym. And so, Source Next, I really want to talk to you about like some of the conversations that we've been discussing this month. So one was starting with Chris Milton. Oh my goodness. Chris got me on my toes. So, so much on my toes, I've hired him as a personal trainer. So definitely reach out to him. What a well-rounded young man. And so some of the things that Chris mentioned that I have decided to take on and challenge myself on, and I want to encourage you to challenge yourself also, is about picking something throughout the week and just kind of reducing it. And so whether for me, it's sugar. Like I spoke about it with nutritionist Leslie Knapp, and sugar calls my name when I'm stressed. Sugar calls my name when I am very overwhelmed. And it's so crazy, but it does. And so that's something that I have taken on a challenge. I'm writing my meals down as Chris is instructed, and Chris works me out a lot. And but my eating is terrible. Like I'm gaining weight, and it's just terrible. And so one of the things that I am doing now is reducing the amount of sugar I intake per day. So I have just decided that like I'll once or twice I can have some cookies or some candy, and then I'm going to slowly reduce that to once a month to once every other month to once a year to hopefully it's out the door. And so that was realistic for me. What was realistic for me about the things that he talked about is definitely tapering your meals down and um, and being more mindful about like what it is that you want to do. And so Chris also suggested throughout our filming about like positive affirmations and just kind of refocusing yourself and just really, really like not beating yourself up. And so I am so guilty, y'all. I am so guilty for beating myself up actually. Like I'll be like, oh my goodness, I ate so bad. And oh my goodness, like I I ate that cookie, so let me go like run them out. Like I literally have to check myself and be like, girl, like let's take some steps back. So that has been something that has been so helpful for me is to be really honest about it. And as I've been writing my meals down and trying to reduce sugars, I have not had some perfect days at all. But I am not eating cookies and candies and yogurt and ice cream every day anymore. I have reduced it. And I have been very, very serious about my workout and making sure I get some water in and being really consistent there. Excuse me, so that I can actually like intake a lot of water. And as Leslie Nat brought it up, that sometimes we're dehydrated. And so brings me back to her point with nutrition. So I really hope that's something you pinned on. Leslie Knapp gave a website, and I really hope that that's something you wrote down called mychoiceplate.com. So in My Choice Plate, she mentioned that it had proportions of food size, like the size of your palm, and like carbs and sugars and what that looks like for what's acceptable and okay to eat for our bodies. She also mentioned things like drinking water and being more mindful and taking a moment to see if you are indeed hungry. And so most of the times we're not hungry. We just are mentally like just like me, stressed or overwhelmed, or driving past McDonald's, it smelled kind of good. And so that throws us off of sometimes eating really healthy. And so she suggested calling a friend, or she suggested just kind of taking a moment to take note to see if you are indeed hungry. And so I encourage you to do that because that is something helpful. And she mentioned that dehydration can actually look like cravings, but we actually need water. And so a lot of people recommend that we drink half of our body weight. So that might be 100 ounces, or that may be 84, that may be 200 ounces. I'm not really sure for you. But half of your body weight is something that I've heard is very, very helpful. Again, I'm a licensed professional counselor, so I work on the mind, body, and the spirit of a person when it comes to mental wellness. But one thing I have found that is correlated to the things that our registered dietitian told us, our health and wellness expert Chris Milton told us, and our nurse Rita Allen shared with us is that like there is a connection and a correlation with our mind. And so as the person who focuses a lot on the mind, our physiological signs like being tired or having a bad attitude or fatigue or sometimes dreams are centered around our subconscious and the things that are actually bothering us that actually could have something to do with what we're eating or what we're not eating or what we're not addressing in our lives. And like myself, like I shared before, I was not addressing some of my stress and feeling overwhelmed with how life has been pushing me and these new things in life. And it actually indeed impacted the fact that I was not making good, healthy choices. So there is a huge correlation. And so one thing that you might want to add as you are finishing up this challenge is maybe hiring a therapist or looking at a life coach or looking at one of our experts that we had on and talking more in depth with them about some of those things that you are doing as patterns that is possibly causing harm for you long term. And so I have something so cute that I did. So I decided to take a poll. And so we're able to take a poll, social media. Social media is so awesome, right? So I decided to take a poll. And as this poll, I asked a couple of parents, I asked them, like, what makes it difficult to work out? Like, like just like solution, go work out or eat better, right? Not that easy. So I asked a particular poll, like, what makes it difficult to go work out? And so here is some of the things that was said. So laziness, fitting it into your day and following through with your work. For me, it's laziness and sticking to it. I used to be addicted to working out. Now I have a hard time keeping myself motivated. Another person says she has a 1 year old and a 10-year old, and she works and is in school and still have to parent, keep the house together, cook dinner, etc. I'm constantly moving around, so by the time I get any break during the day, the last thing on my mind is getting back up to move again. Sounds like some people. Anybody relate yet? Another person said, tough to bring a younger child to the gym with you for a workout and not enough time after work and before you have to pick up the child from daycare or after school program. And so that's just a couple of them. So like I really think that this is something that is so realistic. It is very realistic. This is something that is actually happening. We as parents, not alone that was one of the odd things only mothers were chiming in. So I don't know what that was about because fathers, you're parents as well. But we as parents really have a whole lot on our plates. So it's not just, oh, I can go to the gym and I can have that body on snatch. Like I really used to have an issue with some of the celebrities because I was like, I'm sorry, like how did your body get bounced back like that fast? I have a 10-year-old and I'm still working off this stuff. And it's 10 years later. And then I started realizing maybe they hire nannies or something. They just go to the gym. And they also probably have a nutritionist or a chef cooking. So I was out on both those areas. So for everyone who has to actually watch your kids all day and actually participate in parenting and participate in dinner making, then this is for you. And so I want to offer up some particular solutions to incorporating in the health and wellness, particularly with physical and particularly with eating, that will help us as moms, as parents, stick around. And not only stick around, but model that our bodies actually matter. That taking some time in a day for yourself is important. We are too busy. I am too busy. And as a too busy parent, what is our signal for real? If our signal is go, 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 let's hurry, 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 I don't know anybody who wants to strive to be a parent because it doesn't look fun. It doesn't look relaxing. It doesn't look as if it's something that I want to strive to become because it always looks like my mom has a bad attitude or she's tired or she's working 2 or 3 jobs or she's doing this and doing that. And so doesn't kind of look like the ideal life that God has intended for us. I know that's my opinion. So I want to help some of the people that tapped into and wrote back on the poll, as well as myself, for the remainder of the 6 months in this year, or 5.5 months or 5 months, to finish this year out with the best health mentally, physically, spiritually ever. And so, by one, let's start by looking at some of the barriers that get in our way. And so, some of the barriers that happen to get in our way is the fact that our schedules, like it is very realistic that dinner has to be made, and that it's not very healthy to eat dinner very late. And so, it's very easy to get caught up in going through drive-throughs and going out to eat versus preparing a meal. That's another task list. Let's be real about it. So we don't want to add tasks, we want to take away tasks. So meal prep is awesome. And in meal prep, I found that I at least was more structured with myself. My son didn't want half of the meals I was eating because they were very repetitive. And in meal prep, you'll see very repetitive meals. But very repetitive meals actually keep you away from adding sugars or adding other things like salt or adding things that are high in carb or high in fat because you were very intentional about which meal you wanted to eat and purposeful about it. So if you made a turkey patty and some asparagus, then you know that that turkey patty and asparagus has full of nutrition and protein and good carbs. So most likely you balanced it out accordingly to what your diet intent is. And so I suggest on Sundays or Mondays, or pick a day of the week to meal prep. And in this meal prep, go ahead and think about what you want for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, and for snack, and begin making those meals. If one day a week is way too much for you, then try twice a week. Get your son involved or your daughters involved with making the meal choices with you. Leslie had such a great idea when she said that, actually. And she mentioned that if we get our kids involved and talk about some of the things that they want to make, then we can make this very fun. So your meal prep doesn't even have to be by yourself, actually. As you're making your breakfast and your lunch, and that can be something as small as a boiled egg and some nuts or some grapes and cheese, as you're making these particular things, then talk to your kids about, hey, what would you like for dinner this week? Tonight, you get to choose on Wednesday and Friday, and begin preparing those things. And maybe that person can help hand you the cheese, or hand you pour the flour in, or pour like the butter, or whatever it is that you're using. Your child can then participate with you into learning how to cook, which builds life skills and also promotes a sense of connectedness within the family. So we're not on our cell phones, we're actually talking to our kids. And maybe in this day, you can actually talk to your kids about how their day went. You can talk to them about any concerns they have going on, and you can really build a relationship that you are human too. And I think that's something in parenting that we often lose. There's such a focus on, we need to complete this task and we need to go. And there's no focus on actually, no, I can just be today. I can just be mindful of what's happening in my day and enjoy the light outside, the wind that's blowing, or the sun that's shining. And I can enjoy it with my children, because that is mental health. And that mental health is going to affect how much you respond physically with a lot of stuff. If you're too fatigued, or if you're too tired, or if you got a bad attitude, you're least likely going to go work out, because you're feeling overwhelmed and overworked and overstressed. So, first rule is to, let's begin meal prepping. That's something I tried before. I didn't stick with it. One, the meals got super repetitive. So I'm not going to lie to you. Super repetitive meals. So I suggest maybe looking on what Leslie said, mychoiceplate.com. I suggest looking up some healthy meal choices, getting on my Fitness Pal, all those particular apps, and actually seeing if there are some healthier choices and healthier food that you can eat that will actually cause you to want to continue meal prepping. And also, there are some cute little websites out there. Groupon's my boo. There's some cute little websites out there. And in those websites, there are organizations that do healthy meal preps. So maybe that's something that you can actually want to do. I myself try to save a lot of money, so I'm not buying anybody's stuff right now. Another thing that you can do is incorporate water. And Leslie made a really good point. Instead of putting juice on the table, put a pitcher of water. And if you ever go to a restaurant, notice they don't just sit as a Sprite on the table, or sit as a margaritas or something on the table. That's for the mamas and daddies. But what they do is they actually sit a pitcher of water, or they begin immediately pouring you water. And I think to start your day off, like Leslie said, with a glass of water is something that is going to be really important. I actually start my day off with a glass of water. And what I do is I challenge myself. I actually let myself know that, like, okay, you have to finish this bottle before your first client, or you have to finish this bottle before 10 o'clock. And it's based on, like, if I have like a 16 ounce or 20 ounce or 33 ounce, because sometimes I'll get a 33 ounce. And so I challenge myself, and I challenge myself to actually finish the bottle of water before the client, or within that hour of the client. And then I'll set another water goal, and I say, all right, you need to refill this bottle of water by noon and have completely drank that. And so by that time, by noon, I actually probably have finished about 40 ounces of water already. And so now I'm thirsty. I'm even more thirsty, because now my body is like, oh, wait, that sounded pretty good. Let's give it some more water. And so then I set another goal, and I say, all right, by 3 p.m., that's about 2 more clients finished. Then I want you to then again refill a bottle and complete it. So if I'm refilling the 20 ounce bottle, I've drunk 60 ounces by 3 p.m. And then I'll set another goal with water. And then I'll set when I want to cut it off, because by that time, after I've had 60 ounces or 65 ounces before 5 o'clock, then it interferes with getting up and using the restroom. So I actually will then have another bottle working out. And so I finished about 80 to 95 ounces of water. And some days I found myself drinking 120 ounces of water. And I was really, really shocked, because I was like, wow, I didn't realize I had drank that much. But setting those goals and setting them in increments of time where I was challenging myself to meet the goal of water drinking was very helpful. And also, something else that's very helpful when you're trying to incorporate something in is getting an accountability partner. I have expert health and wellness coach that we had on the Her Show, Chris Milton, who checks in pretty regularly with me. And I actually get a little tired of saying, today I got messed up. I had a cookie, or I messed up. I didn't do this. I had a lot of carbs. And I'm just like, man, I'm so over telling that boy that, or that man, excuse me. And I want to tell him that I had an awesome day, that I had vegetables and fruit. So that has been something, the fact that I want to promote this sense of care for my own body. And since I'm paying for the services, I definitely want to promote some sense of care for my finances too. So it's very helpful to actually have an accountability person checking in on your food intake, on your water intake, and asking, how did you do today? What got in the way? Come on, get that last 20 ounces of water in. Have you went for a walk today? Get up from your desk and maybe walk 10 minutes around and say hello to a couple of people. That's going to promote your health and wellness physically, and it's going to promote your mental health as well as your spiritual health. As your spirit is built up and you are vibrant and you're smiling, you're full of joy, oh my goodness, more people will want to be drawn to the presence of your spirit. It's all connected. If we're feeling lazy and we're feeling tired or subconscious, then we're going to give that out. So it's so connected and entwined. And so set challenges of your water increments. And the next thing you can do is what we're going to do a little later is you can incorporate your family into workouts. Rita Allen, our nurse expert that was on the show, has such a great idea. Get your kids up and go walk. Get your kids up and take away the games, take away the TV time for a moment and say, let's go for a walk. Let's do an exercise. About 2 weeks ago, expert Chris Milton for the Health and Wellness from this segment actually had a warrior run. And so I'm all about working out. That's one thing. I'll go work out. Now, I might eat something bad, but I'll go work out. And so he invited us to this 5K run, or I think he did a 10K, 5K or 10K. I'm not in that much shape anymore with my cardio, so I opted for the 5K. And so in it, I decided I wanted to bring my son along. And I wanted to get us up, and I wanted us to run this together. We had only ran one other race together, and that was a Halloween run where he got a chance to dress up, so he enjoyed that thoroughly. And so with this particular run, there's no costumes, we're just out there running. And so I decided to get him up, and I was like, come on, we're gonna run this together. We had matching shirts and everything. So that was really cute too for us. So in it, we ran, well, we ran. I need to do more cardio with my child. So we ran, and we did the race together. And I didn't take my cell phone. I didn't invite a friend. It was he and I and the other people that were running. And so that's something you can do, is sign up for a fun run. They have so many, from up here. They have superhero runs to Halloween runs to tutu runs to hot chocolate runs to the wine tasting. They have every kind of run here in Atlanta. So find your run in your local city and sign you and your children up or child up and get out there and go walk, run, or run. It doesn't matter. Or biking or swimming together. But incorporating your child or children into your day is going to help you to stay motivated. And in fact, since I've been on this health tip and trying to really, really get it together and get more self-control and self-discipline, I can try to stop somewhere and I'll be like, well, what do you want for dinner, Christian? And I'll say, do you want Truth or do you want Chick-fil-A? Well, Truth has pizza. And he'll be like, you can't have that. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, you're trying to eat better. He was like, you know exactly what you need. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. My son actually held me accountable from getting pizza and was like, Mom, salad is the better choice. And so I was like, you're right, salad it is. So we ended up going to Chick-fil-A where I got a grilled chicken salad and water and had dinner. And so I try my best not to continue spending money and eating out, but on our days to church on Wednesday, it's a lot better, easier for us to get something out. So having your children, if they're old enough, being honest with them. I never would have thought my son, 10, would make my best accountability person. But he too wanted to eat healthy. He too wanted to be mindful of his body. He too wanted to be mindful of his mental and spiritual health. And so who better to help me than the person who I'm trying to model it for? And so parents, get your children involved. Parents, talk to your kids about health and wellness, spiritually, mental health, and get up and get moving together. And so in a little bit, my son and I are going to show you some workouts that you can do with your children. And it's not going to be, it's not a run, but I figure just about 10 to 15 minutes with each other and doing a workout where you can use a couple of equipment from weights to medicine balls to your own body weight, then I'm going to show you some exercises. Again, I am not a fitness trainer. I'm a licensed professional counselor, but I believe in holistic health and I believe in your full wellness. And I have been working out all of my life and former athlete, so I know a couple of things. And so we're going to incorporate that and we're going to get up and we're going to move. And one last thing before we begin that exercise, and I shift to the gym, because of course, like if you have a gym, that's perfect. If your child is able to come to the gym with you, that's perfect. If they are not, then some of the exercises we'll do is can be some with like weights and medicine balls, and then we're gonna shift and there's gonna be another set where you can be in your own living room. And I also want to mention parents, if you are working and you find yourself wanting to be more mindful in your health and wellness, but you literally have absolutely no time in your day, then I would suggest looking on Pinterest or some websites, some chair exercises that you can do. There's some awesome exercises that can be done right in your office, from leg lifts to push-ups on off the chair to sit and stand like squats to knee lifts to jogging in place, to getting up and walking again and speaking to everybody in the office and building that spirit, man, spirit warming up and promoting that physical. And they have no idea what's happening and you are literally getting moving. So I challenge you to begin doing that, even if your schedule says that you can't. And taking at least 10 minutes a day and begin promoting and putting that into your day and promoting this sense of wellness, and watch those 10 minutes move to 30 minutes and 45 minutes. And then before you know it, you are working out an hour a day, 3 to 5 days a week. And we are stopping obesity. We are moving things in our communities. We are shifting generational cycles that have held us down, from heart disease to cancer to hypertension. And we are promoting life again. And so I'm going to go get ready to transition and we are going to shift, and I'm going to have my son work out with me. And we're going to do some workouts. And this is how you can promote including your children. So I have Christian. And so just as I mentioned before, it's really good if we get our kids involved with trying to promote our health and wellness. And so we are in our workout clothes and we're inside of a gym. So if you don't have a gym, then that is okay. Then you can do some of the other exercises that we're going to incorporate in doing. First, Christian and I are going to start off with stretching. Stretching is super important, and stretching also promotes like a sense of just wellness for our bones. Our bones are about 20-some years older than Christian, so they need to be stretched. So we're going to start off with just like a leg stretch. So let's stretch to your right, Christian. 10 seconds, right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And switch to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And stretch to the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now put our feet together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so we're also going to stretch our arms out because we're going to do some arm stuff. So let's like stretch up high, Christian. Reach up high. Reach. Roll your shoulders back. So parents, you want to make it like really simple for their age. And then roll your arms up. We're going to cross our arm. So we're going to stretch because Christian and I are going to do some arms. And so we need our arms stretched out good. Whichever exercise you choose. So Christian and I left, switch over. Christian and I have chosen to do 3 sets of each exercise. And we chose that one because we need to do something age appropriate. You need to do something that his heart can take also. And you just want to really promote getting up and moving. So swing our arms, swing our arms. Swing our arms and let's stretch them on out. I know, sore from my workout the other day. So throw your arms back, stretch. So we're gonna stretch our legs one more time so Christian's legs can get nice and stretched out. So we're gonna lean over 10 times. I'm gonna for 10 seconds. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you have a little kid, if you're trying to teach them how to like count, that's a good thing also because you can actually promote counting. And so we're gonna do, I'm gonna angle a little bit so you can see, but we're gonna start off with, could I hear something? Okay. We're gonna start off with 10 jumping jacks. I'm gonna stand over here some. And so we're gonna start off with 10 jumping jacks for the first round. Each round we're doing 3 times. So you ready? So 10 jumping jacks, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so we're gonna take a little rest there. And so we're gonna get ready to start back. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. And again, this is just something small. Just to incorporate your kids in and to get moving, parents. So jumping jacks can be done in your house. Stretches can be done in your house. Ready? Our last set of 10. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. All right. So we are finished with our first round of jumping jacks. Now, Christian and I are going to move to ski jumps. These are good for cardio and to get moving. So we're going to start at the right, and we're going to do 10. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, like that. So that's ski jumps. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Make sure you have water nearby and stretch out if you need to. Chris is going to get his water. And then we're going to jump back in, and we're going to do 10 more. We're round 2. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. All right, doing good. All right. So third round of this exercise. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So we're gonna switch. Good job, baby. So we're gonna switch and we're gonna work on some arms. So again, parents, small things, incorporate them in, go up to higher numbers. So you can go to 20, you can go to 5 sets. Just keep moving. Okay. So what we're gonna work on now is our biceps, and it's also works on your back. So I'm big on like my back muscle. So having partners is good. Probably in your local good on my 11. But push a little bit. Don't move. 14. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. All right, so we'll take a little rest and let Christian stretch out his arms. And I'm gonna you stand back there a little bit more. So let him stretch out his arms because my arms are taller, so I want to work too. All right, so round 2, going for 20. With these, we're doing 3 sets of 20 because we're tossing a ball. Christian and I are tossing a 6-pound ball, but parents, whatever your children can toss is going to be awesome to use. Please stop, son. Come on. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. Good job. So one more round of these, and we're gonna go on to the next exercise. We're showing off his muscles. All right, so let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I almost said 19. I think I got 20. Oh, there's a 20? Okay. All right. Good job. All right. So we're going to keep our medicine balls. Christian's going to have this pound. I'm going to go get my pound because I'm going to go up the size. And we are going to do another exercise where we work on our thighs. I know for me, I'm trying to lose these thighs and tone them up and get some more muscle. And so we're going to work on our thighs. And we're also going to work on our back muscles. And so I'm not big on my child building muscles because he's 10, but I am big on him having a healthy heart and having strength. And so, all right. So here, there's the light. All right. Okay. All right. So I need to stand right. Okay. So we're gonna do a squat, and then we're gonna extend up. So squat, extend up. So we're gonna do just 10 of these 3 times. Actually, we're gonna do 8. We're gonna do 8 of these 3 times. So ready? All right. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. 6, 7, 8. You got it. Keep going. All right. Keep going. All right. Good job. Good job. So just about done. We're gonna finish this round. Get water if you need to. Keep supporting each other and keep moving and promoting health and wellness. So we're on round 2. Good job. Good job, baby. Good job, man. Okay. All right. You got it. Round 2. Ready? 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got it, baby. 6, 7. One more. 8. Good job. Lay down, rest your arms. Stretch your arms if you need to. Shake them on out. So it's important to stretch, shake out, and support each other. Because we are promoting wellness with our families and we're promoting getting up and moving. And so one more round of this, and then we're gonna show you some abs that you can do with your children and get them involved. And if it's more than one child, do some circuits. All right, last round of this. Ready? Last 8 of this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it like this way. 5, not like a basketball. 6, 7, 8. All right, good job. Good job. Good job. All right, get some water. And we're done with the medicine balls. I'm gonna adjust a little bit because we're gonna go to some cardio. Actually we will do some cardio. 10 jumping jacks for the cardio since our heart rate is up. And then we'll go down and we'll do some abs. Ready? 10 jumping jacks. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So let me make sure I angle this so you can see our abs that we're gonna do. All right. On the mat. Oh, this is for both of us. Let's do that. You ready? Okay. This here. Okay. So we're gonna do some abs, and so we're gonna do some sit-ups. And as we do some sit-ups, we're gonna do 3 sets of 5, and then we will be done. All right, ready? 2. Let me get on here. Side up some. Okay. You probably do better on this here, this side here. Okay. But come on, let's see, get in. Put up some pressure. Are you ready? My head gets cut out. Well, when you sit up, it won't. Come on. 2, 3. Scoot up, you can scoot up more. 4, 5, 6. Oh, we only said 5. Let's go. All right, good job. So rest a little, 5 seconds. Rest. And then we'll start again for round 2. Come on, son. Come on, son. Start again for round. Christian's doing his own thing. Come on, son. Next, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job. Rest with them. All right, we're gonna rest for 5 seconds, and this is our last round. And we've showed you a lot of exercises you can incorporate with your children. Last round, ready? Come on, come on, come on, Christian. Last round, baby. Come on, last round. Come on, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we're gonna finish again with 10 jumping jacks, and we are done. And we've showed you something you can incorporate and do at home with your children. Get up, son, so you can finish up.
Okay. That was great.
Come on.
Really
All right,
great.
now finish with 10 jumping jacks and we're done. And it's something that you can incorporate again at home with your children inside of a gym with just a mat or a medicine ball, or you can incorporate 5, 10, or 3-pound dumbbells to do the pass toss or any other exercises. Please stop dancing. 10 jumping jacks and we're finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, thanks, Source Nation. And remember again, if you are interested in any advertisement, please do look up email Kathleen1971 or TracyJeffcoat@gmail.com, both are Gmail. And for any advertisement, thank you again, Zulina, Health and Wellness and Fitness, Paper Tiffin Productions and Renovations. I am Jaketra Bryant, and you are listening to Family Mix Mondays. Please join me next month as I continue my series, or as I begin a new series and talking more about communication and technology and cell phones and building up our parents and having better relationships. You can also reach me at jabryant1913@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter at JaketraB, and I'll be glad to answer any type of questions. And also find me on my website, www.b3mentalperformances.com. Again, you're listening to SRN Television Live, and I'm your host of Family Mix Mondays, Jaketra Bryant, and we have my special guest, my son, Christian.
Hi. Bye.